Hello, and welcome to Can You Beat Dark Souls 3 using only bows? Well, I mean, yes, of course you can. It's something that does damage. I mean, yeah, if you want an answer, yes, you can. Okay, bye-bye. If you're here for more than just the answer, let's see. We start the game off with the bandit class, because this is actually the only class that, starts with a bow, and we kinda need one to play the game. Now, while I'm pulling out this sword from Gundir's chest, let me quickly explain what a bow does. It shoots arrows, of course, but you actually have two different firing modes. You have free aim, where you just shoot the bow, or you're locked on and then it shoots like that. Or you can just aim, like actual aim with a bow. You're not gonna see me use that a lot, because it sucks. We actually also have a quick issue, is that we only have 30 arrows right now, and if we don't have enough arrows to kill Gundir, well, we're gonna have to restart the run, restart the entire run. Also, of course, if we die, because we don't get our arrows back when we die. And yeah, we died. But hey, that's fine, we go back and actually kill him, so now we can start this run. We head over to Firelink Shrine, where we ignore everyone and head up to the tree jump immediately. And after making that first try, we go and pick up the Estus Shard and the Silver Serpent Ring. The Shrine Handmaiden over here sells wooden arrows. Now, wooden arrows do less damage than normal arrows, but also cost only 5 souls, so we will be using these for quite a bit. Alright, stocked up on arrows, let's actually head into the main game. There actually is an immediate upgrade, to the right of here, so let's go pick that up real quick. This bow just does more damage, so it's better. We run all the way over to this bonfire where we sit. Why can't I sit down? Okay, asshole, just fucking die. Okay, thank you. We rest up here because we need to go save someone. Grey Rat, which we need a key for, and there's like a fuck ton of enemies there, so... Okay, let's do this. Alright, off to a great start, but we managed to pick up the key without too much trouble. We go free Grey Rats really quickly. Go, please. Okay, be safe. We go say hi to Emma and pick up our banner, and then it's boarding time. No, Vord isn't actually that difficult of a fight, it's just that I'm still getting used to how these bows work. It would honestly be less difficult to do it with my fist than with these bows, but hey, gotta get used to it some way, right? So we die a couple of times, get a bit frustrated, but eventually I decide to lock in and actually do this fight. And just like that, we took down Ford without too much trouble. Let's say that, yeah. Alright, let's cut the commercial real quick. Thank you for going to the Undead Settlement. The Undead Settlement is a wonderful resort where you get to do everything you want, like meeting guys with cleavers, getting impaled by giant spears. Meet our local celebrity, the red-eyed guy with scythes. Maybe you can even join a cult. We have it all here in the Undead Settlement, the right place for you. Call now and order today. I would literally never ever go to that place. Let's instead go to the Word of Sacrifices. We run past the boys and make them jump off the ladder because, I don't know, they were suicidal or some shit. And then we go and activate this bonfire. Then actually decide to have an honorable fight with Hazel. Hazel, did you just kill yourself? Well, never mind, we go on to the swamp. I light my hands on fire a couple of times so I can actually, enter the boss arena in a bit, and then wait, what? I didn't die to these slugs, okay? Just don't look at these. Okay, I pick up the Dream Chaser's ashes and then kill some crystal lizards for their large titanite shards. With these ashes, I can actually buy myself a composite bow. Now, a composite bow is just better than what I'm currently using, so yes, I get it. Then I tell Grey Rat to fuck off and go steal some shit. And after acquiring enough ammo, we go and do this very cool and very exciting boss fight. So yeah, that was a fun fight. Instead of spending all my money on something useful like souls, I need to spend it on arrows, because I'm only allowed to damage shit with arrows. I need to have a lot of fucking arrows. So I buy a whole fuck ton of arrows. And when I do, I actually go to upgrade. But when I upgrade, I don't put anything into health, because I don't care, I guess, and I put all into damage. Because, yes. We go into the Catacombs and explore a bit, and then I find this drink, which I gingerly touch. But then all of a sudden it starts to cry. I guess it didn't like my touch. And then a giant old skeleton came out, but it's good, because I pushed him back. For some reason you can't just shoot this bridge and break it with an arrow, so let me just invalidate this entire run. Alrighty then. We then get help from the giant bow god, and he kills this ugly sandworm for us. We're here for the Dragon Rider bow. Now the Dragon Rider bow actually does quite a lot of damage. It is very slow though, but we will be using it a lot. We can't actually use the Dragon Rider bow yet, because we need Titanite skills to level it up, since it is technically a boss weapon from Dark Souls 2. But for now we go and kill the Crystal Sage with our compound bow, doing quite a lot of damage at this point in the game actually. We quickly head over to the cathedral, looking out not to get impaled by... Alright. Anyways, we move on to the Cathedral of the Deep to go get the Lloyd Sword Ring and kill the Deacons. Now the Deacons are a bit more difficult than you would expect, because you actually need to hit the right one. We do this by aiming with the bow and shooting them in the head, which one shot kills them using Lloyd Sword Ring to do extra damage. We only kill 4 of them, then move to the back of the room, so all of the Deacons are concentrated at the back of the room when the big guy spawns in. Now when he does spawn in, we first pummel him with arrows, then throw some alluring skulls down the way so that all the other guys get distracted, and then just keep shooting him until he dies. After upgrading and once again not putting anything into health, we equip this nice little armor set because I think it looks cool. We go and meet up with an old friend, the Asylum Demon. We kill him and get all of his souls. We do this so we can give them back to Patches, who gives us Secret's armor. With this armor, he actually has the courage to save our friend Greybat so he can sell us even more arrows. Now with doll in hand, we go into Irithyll and laugh at this stupid dog. Greybat would really like to go hunting again, which I tell him he's more than welcome to do. Kind of, because I put someone there to save him. I then meet up with said person and sit down, and I sat here for 2.5 minutes. I don't know what was going through me that day, but I must have really enjoyed his company. Happy with what I've done, I go and take down Gramps, because we need to progress one single boss so that Greybat can actually steal the shit that he steals. Greybat now says an assortment of arrows, which I don't use at all. So that was useless. We next move down to the Irithyll dungeon so we can go and smell out the sussy imposter, and then move on to the sewers where we meet what's left of Remy. He spent all his money on drugs. It's really quite sad. We then have this totally not boring and exciting 12-minute long fight against Rome the Giants. Next up on the kill list is the Dancer. Now you might have noticed that we switched over to the Dragon Rider bow. I've managed to get enough upgrades for this to actually do a lot more damage. You just have to be a little bit more slower with it because it's not as fast as a compound bow we were using before. Now luckily for me, Dancer is actually my favorite boss fight in this entire game, so I know her pretty well. Still I died a couple of times, but with enough arrows in her ass, head and every single other piece of her body, she gives up and dies. Alrighty then, Pontiff Sullivan time. Now this is one of the bosses that actually really scared me going into this one. Not because he keeps jumping at me to talk about my car extended warranty or does like 16,000 year-long combos at me. Like, this ain't Elden Ring, bro, calm down. No, it's actually because he can dodge my arrows. And I really hate the fact that he can dodge my arrows. Don't fucking do that shit. Now luckily for me, the only thing Pontiff Sullivan likes to do even more than just dodge my arrows and do 16-year-long combos is lore walk. He just walks towards me and I keep shooting him. And when he phase changes, since he spawns a clone and decides to dodge even more than he did in the first phase and throw some more bullshit ass. So we just, you know, shoot him a bunch until he dies. It's Pontiff Sullivan, there's not much to say besides that. We go take a ride up this nostalgia staircase and end up in Anor, Londo, where we get to fight Aldrich, the discarded afterbirth of I don't know actually, this shit just looks disgusting. So, number 1 tactic is just to shoot the quote-unquote human part of Aldrich to do bonus damage, and for the rest just run away. Now there is this one really cool trick which I'll show you, which is when there is a lot of arrows coming down in the second phase, you can just hide underneath this awning. You will have to dodge some magic, but that's a whole lot better than the fucking arrows and the magic. And eventually, even the Devourer of Gods gets slain by my godly bow skills, I guess. Now with Aldrich's Soul, you can actually get a bow out of it, so first let's take care of Curse Water Greatwood. Bye bye. And then let's see what this bow is all about. This bow requires you to be smart, so not for me, but looks cool. And now I want to go kill Osiris, because in Archdragon Peak there is actually an item that lets me buy infinite amount of Titanite skills, so it would be really useful to upgrade my Dragon Mighty bow, because it's still not fully upgraded yet. Now this fight was actually a whole lot more difficult than I first expected, because of the bullshit charge up attack and the fucking yapping that he does in the beginning and everything else. It was a lot more difficult than I expected, but eventually I pulled through and I did it. We pick up the path of the Dragon Gesture and then move on to the Untended Graves, where you fight the real Gundyr, the true strength Gundyr, which I defeated in my first attempt. I don't know why, this bullshit is actually working out pretty good. I go and take a nice little nap, and just like in real life, I'll wake up somewhere completely different. And in this new and exciting place, we get to meet this giant dragon, which is a really cool fight. Nah, just kidding, we stand still in a corner and shoot its face a couple of thousand times. Alright, now to ring this bell and face the Nameless King. Now in the first phase we put down the Chicken of the Storm, and then it's time for the daddy. And big surprise, he isn't happy about me killing his little chicken, which I show absolutely zero sympathy for and just keep shooting him until he dies. This was a very fun fight, but once again, Nameless King, you've been put down. Now there's only one more real obstacle in my way before we enter the end game, which is the Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer armor, honestly one of the best fights in this game, and he actually gave me quite a lot of difficulty, because his shield can block arrows, and when my arrows get blocked, they don't do any damage. So I had to time quite a bit with him, but it was really fun and I enjoyed it. And now it's really time to go kick some hard ass butt. We do the entirety of the Grand Archives, which isn't really that interesting, so we're just gonna skip over it, and then we move on to the Twin Princes. Now holy shit, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, this is the fight I died to the most up until this point in the run. This was actually a very difficult run, because they teleport around a lot, and you need to be really fast if you want to keep up with them. And if you don't, well, guess what, you're fucked. So I switched over to the compound bow again, because this one actually allows me to roll, and then shoot immediately afterwards for 75% damage, but it does make it so I can actually, hit the guy. And we also need to be very conservative with our arrows, because if I miss too much, or just suck too much, or just shot Lorien too much instead of Lothric, we couldn't make it. So after quite an intense fight, I do actually manage to pull through and kill Lorien and Lothric in this, well, magnificent fight, honestly, I love it. That means it's Lord of Cinder time. Now, I'm gonna be honest, Lord of Cinder don't really like this fight. It's not that I hate it, it's just the first phase, I don't like it. Then second phase, it's kinda cool, but it's just a rehash of Gwyn. So I'm not gonna talk too much about this fight, just know that I did the first try, because I am just an amazing player, I guess. So that wraps up the base game, let's move on to DLC now. After talking to what I can only assume is the Santa Claus of this universe, we go on and fight Sister Frida, and we look at her feet for some reason. And this was quite a tough fight, since Sister Frida is really fast, but you can actually stun lock her pretty good with a bow, so that came in handy. And after fighting for 9.5 minutes, we eventually do take down Black Flame Frida and move on to the second DLC. Now arriving in a Dreg Heap, we skip literally everything because I really hate the Dreg Heap, and we go on and fight the Twin Demons. Our damage is really starting to drop off because this fight took more than 10.5 minutes to complete in its entirety. Now the only real issue is actually second phase. First phase is not that bad. Yeah, sure, there are two of them, but they're both manageable to kill. Especially the mechanic where one of them gets aggressive and one of them doesn't. I just really love this, and Elden Ring, you should have taken notes from this. Come on, man. Also, killing a demon in pain as your first demon really makes it so that the second phase goes by a lot smoother, because you get a really punishable laser attack instead of like some bullshit balls that goes on, and I really hate that. Now in second phase you just really decide to not take any damage, and you just gotta wail on him for a while and just manage your inventory, manage your healing, the amount of times he's shooting, and just hope and pray to God that eventually you get it. Apparently my prayers were heard, because eventually he did kneel over and die. We arrived in the Ring City and went past these Dark Souls 2 sentinels, only to almost get pushed off a building, but luckily we made it. So we light up this bonfire and continue on. There isn't too much to say about this area, except we meet Midir on the bridge and we shoot him, until he dies. Or is it a she? I'm not sure. I don't care, to be honest. The dragon dies. Now you didn't really think it was gonna be that easy, now did you? Midir is still alive and we go fight it down in the abyss. Now the Midir fight is commonly known for being really tanky, which the dragon really is. Now luckily for me, I'm quite good at this fight, and if you get a couple of headshots in, your damage isn't actually that bad. We do come in here with a compound bow, because, you know, the rolling and being able to attack faster, which is really essential in this fight. So all in all, this fight really good. Did take a while, but eventually we did it. And now for my least favorite fight of just any fight in any of these runs that I do in Dark Souls, Half-Light, Spear the Church. Half-Light is just an asshole. He's an NPC, I don't like NPCs, and he manages to dodge my arrows most of the time. Now this fight took a whole long time to kill, and I managed to not press record on the actual fight that I killed him in. I only managed to push record on the very tail end of it. Just know that I did do it, and it did take a while, and Half-Light does not deserve your attention because he sucks. Now before I forget, we also need to do Champion's Grave Tender, which we're a bit overpowered for at this moment in time, so we easily kill him and his Great Wolf. Now for the best fight in any of the Dark Souls games, maybe even Elden Ring. Well, I haven't really completed the DLC yet, but whatever. One of the best fights ever made. Slave Knight Gael has 3 phases we have to worry about. In the first phase, he does multiple different attacks, has a lot of HP, and just dances around the arena. Now this isn't our main issue, because the second and third phase is way worse. When we get him down to about 2/3 HP, he transitions into his second phase, where he unlocks a bow, Way of White Corona but on steroids, and just a whole lot of other shit like his cape attacking with him. This phase really makes it a whole lot more difficult, but as long as you can count to 4, because most of the attacks come in 4s, you should be fine to hit him. And we do actually have enough arrows to take him down all the way, because when he enters his third phase, he goes all crazy, he spawns lightning and shit, and this is one of the most cinematic fights ever, and I'll just shut up and let you enjoy it. So that's it, Dark Souls 3 using only bows. Now this was a run that I just kinda did on a whim, because I've never used bows before and I really wanted to know what they were about. I really enjoyed this run, I hope you did as well. It did take a while to edit because I was feeling a bit less motivated, but it's fine, I did it. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, because I actually did really enjoy this. I did this run in like 2 weeks, flat, because I loved it that much. It was a bit more challenging than I expected it to be, but hey, it was fun. Oh, and do the like YouTube thing of liking and subscribing and commenting that you loved it or something like that.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's Pass. Ashen One, Hearest thou my voice still?